Hey everyone, welcome back to our second session of on-air coaching with myself and Jennifer. And today we have a guest with us. Her name is Sarah, and she is the owner of Give Peas a Chance. I love that name, by the way. And she is a holistic nutritionist. And today we're going to be talking about her website and just putting it on the hot seat. She's been a gracious gracious guest to help her and hopefully help you guys out to understand a few of the rules about website design and website um, messaging and that can help you out as well. So let us start by putting up her website. Well, let's first welcome Sarah.
Thank you. Thank you. I think.
Yeah. No worries. We're pretty gentle, hopefully. But no, there's suggestions. There's also good things that we also want to bring up what you're doing right as well. So that's always good to know. So should we put up her website and let everybody have a look? And we're probably going to ask you. So this is her homepage. Now, when we do these, we typically focus on the homepage for the website reviews. It's only half an hour, and your homepage is typically your most important page. That's what people land on typically, and that's what's going to get them to either keep reading on, or if not, they're not going to go to the rest of your site. So we do focus on the homepage. So I hope that's okay. We're going to focus on this page right now. But we want to ask you a little bit about your website, and if you have any questions in particular for us that you want our help with, first of all, I guess.
No, my website, like I said, it's an evolving creature.
Right.
So just because it's like this 1 week, I may learn something or pinpoint my message a little bit more, change something. So it's always it's a ever creating time sucker, I guess.
I think everybody's website is like that, though. We were talking about that earlier. It's just something that's always changing. Like you say, you learn something new and then you try to implement, and then you learn and you implement. So it's always evolving. Okay. Is there anything you want to talk about your latest evolution that you said you've made some changes to your website? Is there anything in particular that you can get us up to speed on, that you maybe did a change and are wondering about it, or anything like that? Or should we just dive in?
Just dive in. Nothing's been a big, massive change from a website perspective. Just rip the Band-Aid off. I've got strong feelings, right?
You're tough. We used to play roller derby together, full disclosure. So
yeah.
And we were on opposite teams. We're not on the same team, so we dished out a few hits to each other. So, but now we're friends. We're all good. We're all
with
good.
love. With love.
Yeah, with love. Always.
Hey, I just bought my first pair of roller derby skates the other day, so
yes,
maybe one day I'll get to play with you girls.
I don't know if you'll want to, but
yeah, maybe not.
But we can play nice, just we may not choose to.
We are getting older, Jen, so we don't pack as much punch as we used to. Maybe
I didn't even realize I'm wearing Lassie kind of plaid too.
Oh, you are team colors, and I'm wearing team colors too.
See, like we know we're connected.
All right. Okay, so we're gonna start by talking about that top portion of your web page. So that's called the hero section, or the hero image, for people out there who want to know the technical term. And I'm losing.
We also call it the above the fold section. That's
right. Referencing back to the old days when people used to read newspapers. So let me just get back to your homepage here. I'm looking at a different screen. So you have, okay, so you've got the statement, got baby on the brain, supporting those facing infertility who are overwhelmed about what healthy habits for fertility means. And for those watching, this is the specific area that Sarah helps folks with, well, couples, I guess, because you coach both men and women, not just the women. And so she's a nutritionist, but coaches these folks that are trying to have a baby in particular. So when I looked at this, I mean, I get it. There's an image of a lady. I guess there's her fruits and veggies in her belly and all that, and filled up with fruits and veggies. But I felt like you could get to the point a little bit better or quicker, be a little more clear with your statement. So, and I like what you said down below in the pink. Where is it? Did you change my notes, Jennifer? Yeah, you did a little bit. You said, let's see if I can find the exact sentence.
I just added my notes in blue.
Yeah, I don't see mine anymore. So you deserve to know what you can do right now to improve your chances of getting pregnant. So that improve your chances of getting pregnant, I feel like that's a lot more clear and would resonate a lot more than, because got baby on the brain, that might, I mean, I get it. It's probably people are going to take that to be like, okay, you're trying to get pregnant, but maybe it means something else too. Like maybe it means you're thinking about your babies that are already born or something like that. I think being more direct would be better to know, for people to know, like, okay, this is exactly how you help me. Do you want to add anything to that title, Jen?
Yeah, so I think just that top section where you have got baby on the brain and then the words underneath, I think, Angela's right. It needs to be a little bit more specific because it's a little vague. If I didn't already know you and know what you did, I wouldn't know exactly what that means. And so you have like 5 seconds basically to capture someone's attention. And so you want them to understand, exactly what it is that you do and how you help quickly. Like they need to be able to just understand it really quickly. So one of the things that I liked, you said supporting those facing infertility, which I think is a very clear statement. This part, who are overwhelmed about what healthy habits for fertility means, to me that sounds like how you solve the problem. But the people who are reading this might not already have read about that, or they might not already know about it, would be my guess. So just being a little bit more clear about the fact that you do this, making that more prominent. And it doesn't have to be worded that way. I like what Angela came up with too. What was the wording that you had, Angela?
Ooh, I didn't
know
write
what
it
you
down.
can do right now to improve.
Yeah, that was her words down below. I just shortened it up. Improve your chances of getting pregnant.
Yeah.
You could just say that, or something about, improve your chance of getting pregnant, and also something about having a healthy pregnancy. But really, most people who are having problems and seeking your services, it's because they're not getting pregnant, right? And I know you want to intervene before that happens, but it's almost like you don't know what you don't know too.
I've had to, kind of adapt. Originally, it was non-infertility, right? Like it was just, you're thinking of getting pregnant, so this is what you can do to improve your chances, where I was kind of creating a problem that people didn't know they had, right?
Yeah.
So this is
hard to advertise to a problem that people don't know they have yet.
Right. So this is more, you're facing infertility already. It's on the table. So let's talk.
Yeah. Because that's, I think, when people are going to reach out to you. And I don't think, because like if my car isn't broken down, I'm not going to be searching for mechanics yet, right? It's just not the way things work. So I'm glad you figured that out, because I know that was kind of a sticking point for you, and we talked about this before, and it's like, ideally, people should be thinking about this, but we're not.
But they're not Googling, I feel like I'm going to get pregnant in 3 to 6 months,
I feel like I might have problems getting pregnant. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah. Right? So.
Yeah. So I think pinpointing that problem a little bit more directly will help people know, like, oh yeah, that's me. I'm, even stating a question like you wrote here, Jen, trying to get pregnant or having trouble getting pregnant, and then presenting your solution for that. So I hope that helps a little bit. I know you've probably been working on your messaging lots.
This is different than what it was a couple weeks ago. So
okay, yeah, and it always is, right? Also, I think because you have a story about this, and because you're really the face of your brand, you are your business in this case. I think you could use a picture of yourself and your kids here, and that would really help to draw people in and connect with you, and to kind of see that happy ending like you talk about in the pink section here. So people can see, like, okay, well, she's done it for herself, and just to get to know you a bit more than like an illustration type photo, I think that would give it a bit more of a human connection.
Yeah, and like I struggle, headshots and stuff, pro shots are on my list. Again, it was a financing thing.
But you don't have to, even for now, you can just take a nice, whatever your nicest iPhone is, and have somebody just take a picture of you guys outside somewhere or whatever. You guys have a big acreage that you live on. I'm sure
Yeah,
there's some picturesque places there.
I've got one of those on my story page with me and the girls.
Yeah, I saw that.
I hesitate with
And it could be
someone
more
facing,
candid too.
facing infertility, having pregnancy and family photos. It's that fine line, right? Like, are you pushing something that makes them
more
that
sad
they're
or whatever,
sensitive
more
to,
upset.
right?
Oh, I
Like
get it.
and that's where I was kind of like, okay, do I push the fact that yes, I have 2 amazing IVF babies, here's some pictures of them, or this is more about, because it's more about them, right? It's you. So I don't know. I struggle with imaging, obviously.
Maybe Jen, you could also just do a photo of yourself, because they are going to be consulting with you. So it'd be nice to see you right off the bat.
Yeah.
What's that coach's website that we
was
used? Yeah, you were thinking of
thinking
that.
the
Hey?
same thing.
Oh, I think the same.
Yeah, let me find it real quick. Let's see.
Yeah, so she has a really cool picture, and it's just a simple photo. It's actually black and white. This coach we're thinking of, because you're going to be talking to her, and it shows her personality, and it's pretty laid back. Oops.
I have to do it a different way. Let's see.
And you could, we talked about you use Canva now. You could take a photo like this of yourself, and just Canva will cut it out for you. So even something like this, where it's just like, I know it's about them, and I know you want to be sensitive to where they are in their journey of infertility. So yeah, if you don't want to show that picture of you and your family, I think just showing a picture of you just at least helps you connect with that person a little bit better than an illustration. It just doesn't hold people's attention as much. There's been studies done on this, so that's definitely a suggestion. I think you could take a pretty good shot, something like that, with just an iPhone for now. Spruce it up in Canva.
Yeah, I think having that personal connection with you, since you're the coach that they'll be working with, I think would be really good. It helps them to get to know you, being able to see your face, and
yeah, they have to scroll down for that. Hiding under below the fold.
Something that we really like is that you have your calls to action. They're very clear, and they're up in the top section of the website. So book your free consult now. I think that's really good that you make that really easy for the website visitor to know what to do in order to get in touch with you.
I thought maybe it could be condensed a little bit more, though. It's a lot of words. So book a free call, or even free consultation. I don't know. Maybe it could be condensed just a little bit. It takes up a lot of real estate on your website. Like it's really the size of it is competing with, if I kind of look at the hierarchy of the sizing of everything, it's almost the same visual space as Got Baby on the Brain and that paragraph text and book your free consult now. Like there's no visual hierarchy. You want to arrange your text in a way that makes it obvious how you want the order you want people to read it in.
Would you recommend the call to action being consistent across the entire web page? Because I use there's a few different call to action to get to that consult call type thing.
Yeah, I see that. There's yes, I want to book a free consult now down below. I think that's close enough. But again, I feel like it's just too many words, too long for a button. What do you
I think it's
Jen?
good. Yeah, I think it's good that you have it placed several times throughout the whole page. I think that's good. So, but yeah, I agree with Angela. It needs to be more condensed.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here.
Should we move down to this pink section?
I'm just looking at my notes again. You had some notes here too.
So in the pink section and also down here, it's a lot of text to read. And what we would recommend is breaking that up somehow, either into columns or different types of sections that are maybe separated with images and stuff like that. People don't really read websites in depth, they scan them. And so you want to use like headings and columns and bullet points and things that make it easy to scan.
Or icons. Did you talk about icons?
Icons
as well.
Mm-hmm.
Or bullet points or something like that, just to help people. If you look at either one of our websites, we use color blocking. So we'll put items that are like a similar thought in a block of text, and it's short and easy to read, and then we'll do another color block with some different points or 3 columns, because reading left to right in big long paragraphs, people don't really like doing that. So if you can break it up, I don't know if you can pull up my website. I know it's slow right now, or your website, Jen, but I have some like 3 column layouts on my home page and there's icons in these sections to kind of draw your eye, and it's just easier to read like 3. So that's a section, right? And there's bullet points and it's easy to read. It's just like chunk, little bits of information. And then there's another section. And then down below, there's like the 3 columns. Where is it? Keep going, right? Like there, right? So it's just a little bit, I could have done this part in particular in just 3 paragraphs. That's all it is. But I did it this way so you could just kind of, your eye notices color first, then graphics, and then text. So use that to your advantage if you want to pull somebody's eye to some important information. Try to use some color and images to get them there, and try and break things up into more bite-sized chunks, because people don't really like reading a website like they read a book, like with the whole width left to right. Does that make sense?
Like when I was in radio, you don't write for the eye, you have to write for the ear, right? So
yeah. Right. And this, you have to write for people who have short attention spans.
Yeah.
Give them like little clues, like drop little breadcrumb trails for them to keep them interested. One thing I did notice, and you said you use Wix, so this is strange to me, but your website wasn't being responsive for me on desktop. How about you, Jen? Does it respond when you open and close the window?
I didn't look on mobile phone, so I don't know. I just
It works on mobile, like mobile layout is there, but it's not responsive, if you know what I mean. So if you squish this desktop layout here, it just cuts off, it doesn't respond.
Oh, yeah.
It just seems strange because Wix should be doing that. And yeah, that's what we don't want. So I don't know if there's a setting you can check in Wix about that. It should be responsive. But does that affect your rankings or anything?
I don't. I also use Mouseflow, and I don't see a lot of friction that people are getting, but
Okay.
who knows?
Good.
So
I'm just wondering because I know if you don't have a mobile layout, that affects your SEO rankings, right, Jen?
I do have a mobile layout. Yeah.
You do have a mobile layout, but I don't know
Yeah.
if this also affects it, if it's not responsive.
Oh, okay.
Does it affect it, Jen, or?
Yeah,
Not much.
it
It
will
does?
affect it,
Okay,
yeah.
so it'll affect it a little bit. So I don't know if you can check with Wix on that one.
Okay.
Another thing I would notice, I like your color scheme, but it's a little challenging to read the text. So we like to use colors that contrast more. So I don't know if this is black or if it's a dark brown. It's brown. It may be something that I'm not sure if the background should be lighter or if the text should be darker or if a combination of that, or the text could even be a little bigger or bolder. Maybe it's the font. What do you think, Angela, from a design perspective?
Well, I mean, on the pink, it's okay to read. I'm just wondering about the wood background. Like, that's a cool background, but it's a bit. If I were to use something like this, the wood background, I would have it for a section that has bigger text. Like, you probably don't have my website loaded anymore, but like something where I have my download my book and it's like just a big block of text and not much text on it. That's what I would use that for. I wouldn't use something like this wood background for, what we call paragraph text. So, the kind of text you would read like in a textbook, that size. It's just too hard to read on that. So I would maybe reserve that. I would use that sparingly. I do see it gets lighter as you go down the page, but it's really dark at the top, the wood background. So I maybe save that for like we showed you our sections. So save it for one section where you have, maybe it's behind your freebies only.
Yeah, it can be behind
something
here.
like that, because that font is really big and it's just more images or something. But I wouldn't use it in this big block of copy that you have there. I just don't think it's easy enough to read, and that definitely does, hurt your SEO rankings and also people reading the page. You don't want to frustrate them. So I think you could maybe do something simpler with that, or just use it. I see you use it at the top, which is nice. Maybe that's your only splash of that, and then you don't use it again or something. Okay. Where are we? We like that you have so many freebies. That's amazing. We are curious to know which ones or one that people download the most.
It's really probably the man plan.
Really?
Yeah.
Man plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of this, I find it's the women. Obviously, I'm trying to target the female population.
Right.
And by having something for the man to do that she's going to make him do.
Yeah.
Let's be honest,
Exactly.
that she's going to make him do.
Yeah.
And it kind of gives a base of the stuff that I'm working on. So yeah, that's probably the most downloaded one.
Interesting. But the women download the man plan.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We're always telling them what to do, aren't we?
Just in my experience, right? Yeah.
Okay. So I just wonder if that's your most popular one. I wonder if you can draw more attention to that maybe a bit higher up on the page, and then have these other ones somewhere on the page a bit smaller. Just to, again, we want to sort of guide and direct people to do one thing and not get too confused by too many options. So I just wonder if that's your more popular one, if you can really put a highlight on that. And then those other ones could be maybe in a either in the down below or in a footer or in another part of your website, like resources or something like that, or in your blog or something.
Yeah, I have a spot for free downloads. I get hung up on like how much scrolling do you want someone to do on the homepage, right? Because I find like I'll get to a homepage and I just get so like it's just like give me what I need, right? How much do you put on that homepage to as a tickler, right, without overwhelming?
Right. And we do have a good homepage framework that we use. I don't know if you saw that video. It was last week. But we can send you that. We have a homepage framework that we like to work within. And you don't have to use everything on that page. But the nice thing about that framework that we use is that we really encourage when you lay out these sections that we recommend that they're really bite-sized pieces of information. So even this copy that's in the wood area, if you want to scroll up, Jen, you could deliver that in a way that's a little more concise, because like you say, people don't want to scroll really, and they kind of just want to be able to scan and go, okay, I need to know that, I need to know that, I need to know that. Okay, now I'm ready to make a decision. And just helping them with like what we showed you, the color blocking and the columns, to just pare this part down. And then if they need more information, you can put the rest of this stuff, on another page, with a call to action to, I don't know, read the full.
I'm going to pull up that.
Yeah, I was going to put it in our presentation, but I ran out of time. So you have that. Yeah, there's the framework. If you can zoom in on it.
Let's see if it'll let me zoom in.
I think you just.
Well, I think I just can't be in presenter mode. Okay.
There's no good zoom for slides. It's like there's no custom zoom. It's either too big or too small.
Yeah, so you can see here that each section, this is the hero image, the above the fold section, and then we've got a benefit section. So there's 3 different columns for that. So it's broken up. A testimonial, and logos wouldn't apply in your case, but a testimonial would. Empathy, this is where you basically help the website visitor understand that you understand them and whatever problem they're facing. And
did you see how it's like bullet points?
Yeah.
Just keep it really simple. And so I would condense these, because I think this is what you're trying to do in this. You need a preconception coach area. You're trying to talk about the struggle and everything here. I think you can condense this down to some bullet points in like an empathy section. Yeah.
Other sections, I think a video would be really great. And too. It doesn't need to be fancy or professionally produced. It could be something you do, right on your computer, where it just gives people an opportunity to get to know you a little bit. It doesn't need to be long. It could be 1 minute, where you just kind of introduce yourself and how you help people. And, people are hiring not only what you do, but they're hiring you as a person. And so that just gives that opportunity for them to get to know you, which would be really helpful.
And you're well spoken, and you used to be in radio, so you know how to do this stuff.
I used to roller skate around in my underwear, so
Yeah, you did. So
was there anything else you wanted to point out on here, Angela?
No, we'll send this to you, but I just want to get through the rest of the bullet points because I know we're almost up on our half an hour. So, another section that we like to put in our website layouts is what's your plan? So 1, 2, 3 steps, or 1, 2, 3, 4. What is your plan? How do you do your work? How do you do how do we do this? Like, what does it look like? So show me in 3 steps. And I don't know if you have, again, we
That
can refer you to our other webinar for that. But
Yeah, I watched that one. Yeah.
yeah, if you can do like a 3-column, like first you do that, we do this, then we do this, just to show that you have a plan, you have a system. And people just they like that because they feel more secure with you if you have like, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is the plan. I can do that. I can see myself doing those steps, right? So that's what I recommend putting on the homepage as well. And make it easy for them to, book that consult again. Rhonda and Craig, we love that you have this case study. Is it on the homepage? Yeah, it is. I would love to see those pictures just a little bit bigger or more, or just in a different arrangement, like where it's just a little more obvious that like I can see them a bit better. But I like that you have that there. Yeah, and that's her testimony, right? For you. Yeah, so it's her words. Let's see. We mentioned video. I also wanted to point out, Jen said, yes, take the video on your computer with your phone. If you do want to jazz it up just a little bit, you can hire somebody off Upwork to do an intro for you for like $100, an intro and outro, like with a cool whatever, some graphics flying in or whatever, and some music. And it's not that expensive. It'll look pretty professional, but lots of people working from home and stuff, and lots of entrepreneurs are home-based businesses, so people don't even bat an eye at a video that doesn't look like it's been produced in Hollywood or anything like that. So I wouldn't worry about that at all. You had some points in your other section there, Jen.
There was just a couple of like minimal things that I noticed, like on this gut feeling one, the text is cut off. So if you could, edit that image so that the text is showing fully, that would be good. Down here, this looks like an Instagram feed. Is that what this is?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't know that unless I like dug into it to figure out what I'm looking at. So I would just recommend putting a title on here that says something like "Follow us on Instagram," so people know what it is they're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is pretty minor, but this Google Plus icon, I would get rid of that because that opens up to like a search on, like searching for your company on Google search, and it's just not necessary. So that's pretty minor. But I just thought I would mention that.
Yeah, I don't think Google Plus really exists anymore the way they wanted it to exist. I think it was kind of a failed experiment, but that's okay. But yeah, I mean, overall, at least like it's a good start. And a lot of people do put too much information on their website, but you don't have too much. I think it just needs to be reorganized and restructured a little bit. And I think, you're off to a great start. Yeah. So I hope that helped a little bit.
It did. It was a lot of stuff. Like I said, I've been following your guys' series, and it's one of these things that it's overwhelming to do it, I think, all at once, even though what kind of needs to be done all at once. So it's kind of getting all my ducks in an order, sitting down and hammering it out, right?
Yeah.
And just doing it, because piecemeal, like I take a look at some of the stuff and you're just overwhelmed with change, right? So
right. Yeah, it is hard. And it's also hard to do all your website edits yourself. Like we have a saying, we always tell clients it's hard to read a label from inside the bottle. and you're inside your bottle, and it's hard to do your own website because you see it the way you see it as the expert in this industry, and we need to see it the way our
From
customers
the
or
outside.
clients
Yeah.
see it. Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
so hard to do that, and that's why, you
Yeah.
know,
I know what I meant by that.
Yeah.
yeah. Why don't you know what that
Yeah.
big long word means? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's really hard because you really have to almost have like this out of body experience to
Yeah.
understand what your client, is understanding or not understanding, and change it to make sense to them so that you can at least have some common ground to start on before you present your expertise. So yeah, I hope that helps. We'll share that homepage framework with you just so
It's
you can
printed out
see.
on my desk downstairs.
Oh,
Oh,
okay, you already
great.
have it.
Ready to go.
Good,
Yeah.
good.
I love worksheets, Angela. I told you that. I love
I know you
worksheets and having
do.
worksheets and places to take notes, right? That's my personality type. So
I love it. I
yeah.
love it. Awesome. Well, let us know what you come up with. We'll be stalking your homepage to see what you come up with.
What the
So
changes are, how
yeah,
amazed you will
I
be.
want
Yeah.
to see. I'm curious
Awesome.
now.
No, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. And next week we're going to be having a guest speaker on our live. Do you have that slide, Jen?
It's on your computer.
Oh, it's on mine. I got too many computers going here. Okay, hang on a sec. Hang on a sec, you guys. Okay, this is our guest speaker next time. She is Risha Ferdinand, CEO and business strategist at Strategic Business Management Agency. She's going to be giving us a talk about budgeting like a boss for 2021. So if you're interested in that, it sounds like a great talk. And she's also going to have a special offer and a freebie for us after the live stream. So please tune in, same time, 3 p.m. Mountain, 2 p.m. Pacific, and 5 p.m. Eastern. It'll be another approximately 30-minute live stream, and we hope you guys can make it. Sorry, technology. Not my thing. Not my thing.
And if you find that you do need some outside perspective, you need some help, you can sign up for our 90-minute brainstorm whiteboarding session. We offer this for $2.99. You'll get Angela and I on a video conference call, and we can talk about whatever challenge you're facing right now in your business. It could be branding related, web design related, marketing related. Or if you'd like to do what Sarah did today and be a guest our next on our coaching session, we'd love to have some more people. We have a couple more lined up, but there's always room for more. So touch base with us and let us know, and that's free. So might as well take advantage of that if you'd like. But thanks everyone for joining us, and thank you, Sarah, for letting us pick apart your website. We hope that we were gentle but helpful.
Rip that Band-Aid right off.
She's tough. She's tough.
I'm tough. I got this.
All right, take care, everybody. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.